Welcome to this week's Peeves, Tips, and Tricks, a holistic lifestyle channel, and I am Sherry Bainbridge. And today I'd like to speak with you about a holistic health definition. Holistic means that you consider everything: your energy, your thinking, your physical health, what you put into your body, the relationships that you have. It considers more than just a perspective. In fact, it includes American concepts in healing and spirituality, as well as Eastern and tribal throughout the world. So this gives a very broad perspective in thinking. In Eastern philosophies, they chose to focus on the energy part of our system. You saw in the previous number 5 video, which is a source breath meditation, my aura. We are within our energy, not the other way around. It's huge. So focusing on 90% of what we are, and thought is energy, thought, actions, all connected. And without energy, spirit, there's a huge disconnect. Now, American medicine went after the physical body, the 10% of what we are. And in certain areas, such as their psychology and psychiatry and so on and so forth, they are also considering the energetic basis of how a person thinks. In my life, one of the reasons I went for my master's and PhD in holistic health is because I have multiple injuries. I hate talking about them, and it's the last thing on earth I want to talk about. So I'm just touching on this briefly. Because of these injuries, and this is a holistic way of thinking, and it didn't happen for me overnight. Believe me, it's taken great effort. I had the blessing of being laid up for many years, and this gave me an opportunity that very few people get to have. The opportunity for self-study, experimentation, introspection. And in that time, I had a small business, Emerald Healing, and I worked directly with clients. I learned so much from my clients. I was being educated from the human standpoint, from God and Spirit. And I don't know how to explain that, but there are times I know I am about to go through a lesson. I am being directed and guided. Now, I've been this way all my life. I have had psychic abilities, and I don't know how to explain them. There's a type of channeling, I'm sure it occurs in other people, I just haven't met anybody, where I literally am standing back listening to what comes flying out of my mouth. My clients had no idea how shocked I was at some of the things that came out. But what was phenomenal is that experience of never-ending growth in trusting the communication between God, Spirit, life force, consciousness, whatever you want to call it. It's the same thing. Energy is energy. And please subscribe, please do the thumbs up. YouTube needs to know I'm here, and I'm trying to develop a business here, so your help in spreading the word would be most gracious if this is the content you're interested in. And thank you for that. Now I'd like to take just a little switch, because people get a little confused with the many divisions that we have, not only with ourselves, but with others. And when we have such spiritual, energetic division, when there's no division at all, it is keeping many people from broadening their mind to the point that life becomes a little more fun, easier. Things are flowing better. Now, don't misinterpret this that if it's not flowing for you, something's terribly wrong. You're learning, you're growing, and sometimes we are meant to go up against a little bit more difficult energetic situation. And each time we overcome, it's usually because we've paid attention to the guidance that we're getting from Spirit. Now, Spirit teaches us in many ways. If I'm consuming things that I should not be consuming, and my weight, of course, is one of the ways that shows that, I can be in denial about that, or I can face it head on. Start with right there. Stop the exaggerating, stop the lying. And this means also stopping many other things in your life, because this is a part of how we align ourselves with our thinking, with our heart, with our minds, the logical, the creative, back through the heart, where we can speak with grace and kindness, our truth, and of course know when to keep our mouth shut. So, what I would like you to do this week is try to stop all exaggerating. Be truly honest with yourself. It's okay to be that darn human being. We're all that way. It's just a matter of how we choose to think. It can stop us, or it can help create our growth. And I'll tell you a story. Out at the airport, and I'm dragging my little luggage. I'm so happy. It's a nice light cart, goes really well. And I'm going up the escalator. Unfortunately, one wheel tipped off. And because of my serious neck injury, I went going backwards. And thank you to the beautiful young man who pushed me right back up. Not only once, but he did it again. I was so embarrassed. But what hurt me was it was another thing I was no longer allowed to do. I didn't deal with that information. I just shoved it down me and went through my day. And at the end of the day, I'm sitting with a very treasured friend of mine. And through God's communication, I knew what was about to happen, so I warned him, don't be surprised, my body is about to shake from head to toe. I didn't know how I knew that, I just knew that feeling, and it did. It started to shake from head to toe. I sat with that emotion. American therapy, beautiful, sit with that emotion. Learn to label it. Learn to have a name for that specific one that rises so that you have a clearer communication. And I knew what I had done. I stifled that. To me at the moment was devastating. Another thing I couldn't do. Now this is how it kind of works, because we don't do anything ourselves. And my good friend looked at me and said, take the elevator. Yeah, I know that takes a little bit more time, but I was in such self-pity at that very moment, letting that emotion out, that it didn't even occur to me that, it is through helping others that we really do help ourselves. And this is all about what holistic health is. You're this amazing, beautiful, incredible physical being inside an energetic being. It's beautiful. And it means that we have knowledge, information, connection abilities that for whatever reason have been stifled on our earth are being discovered more and more every day. And I hope to help you discover your own ability to determine truth. I hope this helps a better understanding of why I'm standing here and why I believe I have some things to share with you that might be helpful. Thank you for everyone who's been supportive. I'm very grateful. Namaste to all of you, and see you next week. Good luck with your non-exaggeration and being absolutely honest with yourself with kind and loving words. See you next week. Namaste.